Hello everyone. Today I'm coming to you with my most anticipated and hyped video that I've been trying to get out to you guys for the longest time. I'm of course coming to you with my Marvel Legends collection tour. This is only going to be Marvel Legends. We're going to focus on Black Series another time, Black Series slash DC Multiverse another time, but I'm going to open up all the doors of the DTOFs, which I have all my figures displayed in. Well, besides the Phase 4 shelf, but I'm going to show you each cube one by one, and we're going to start off with the classic Avengers shelf. So the first shelf, and one of my more favorite shelves here, we have the classic superhero slash Avengers shelf slash not, because I kind of have just a bunch of classic characters in here. I have the Walgreens set of the Fantastic Four, got the retro Falcon, got the new Hulk, some Wolverine, Tigra, got kind of the Midnight Suns back there with Moon Knight, Shang-Chi, Defenders, and then we got the brand new 20 years Captain America, and then some more retro carded figures spread out. You can see Punisher in the back, but I used plastic acrylic pieces to have those figures in the back standing, and just this cardboard box I found for the Fantastic Four, and Falcon is just taped up, but I think it works. So that is the classic superhero shelf. Let's go on to the one below it, which is the Spider-Verse. Now, this shelf is absolutely packed full, and I'm very worried about the summer because I know we're going to be getting more Spider-Man than I can probably count, and I'm probably going to have to either make a second Spider-Verse shelf or just switch it out, put it on a bigger area, but we will see. On the bottom here, we have new retro Spider Armor Mark IV. Got just some more figures spread out. I'm not going to go through all of them because I'll be here all day, but just so you can see all the figures there. There you can see Ben Riley, which he is very twisted. Not gonna fix that because if he falls, and oh boy he has, chaos will ensue. But that is the Spider-Verse shelf. I have my gaming figures up there. Just very, very cool. One of my more favorite shelves. I'm probably going to say favorite for like literally all the shelves, but I really do like this one, especially with the Stan Lee there. But below this one, we have our classic Cosmic shelf, which has the retro Fantastic Four figures. Got the retro Doctor Doom, the Skrull, the Guardians of the Galaxy box set, which I'm actually a big fan of those figures. There you can see some more cosmic characters. We got the Nova, some villains from the retro wave, Inhumans, but this is a shelf that I'm really looking forward to see grow, especially with Galactus coming this year. I'm probably going to double this shelf up, like you will see I've done with the Sentinel one, which you will see later on in the video, but lots more things to do and add to the shelf, but this is another really cool shelf that I'm a huge fan of. But that is the Cosmic shelf. And then the final shelf on the first DTOF is my Spider-Man villain shelf, and I do have two technically, but this one kind of has all my main villains in it that are not the retro carded animated ones. Those are on the other shelf. But here you can see Spider-Man getting electrocuted and attacked by Mysterio. I got this Superhero Mashers piece, which I think really works for Mysterio. And then I got Carnage there, one of my favorite figures of all time. Lizard. Got the Rhino in the back. Ooh, you're jealous. Got the Green Goblin, which I used the Falcon stand, but I glued it to the top of the DTOF, and it works a treat. So the peg is on his back, and he's just being held from the roof. And then Demon Goblin on the side. Love this shelf, and I love Doc Ock just attached there. And then Vulture, of course, Sandman. Just all sorts of characters spread throughout. But that is the first DTOF. Let's get on to the second one. So this is my Iron Man Hall of Armor shelf, and one thing that I really do hope to get in these DTOFs in the next few years, I've been trying to get them ever since I got them, but I really want to get them lit, especially with this one. You can see there is a very dark shelf, but I managed to make do somewhat. Here you can see the MJ 2-pack Spider-Man, which I basically made as if it was like the Homecoming suit Spider-Man, but comic. So it's kind of like a Stark suit, in my opinion. It's It's a very unique suit. One of my more liked Spider-Man figures. I did not know what to do with this figure, so I kind of just put it there, and I think it looks okay. There you can see the stealth armor, you can see the 2020 armor, the modular armor, the Sentry armor, and then the Shang-Chi wave armor, Mr. Hyde wave one. Which is a great figure, but because I have that, I'm not as excited for the 20 years ones. And then, of course, I put Riri Williams on the... Riri Williams? That's her name? I think so. Ironheart on the top. And then I did not really know where to put my shield team, but I put it here. Got the Mandroid, and I added the Nick Fury, and I added the 2 shield agents. Huge fan of that, but I don't know. I don't know if I like them here. I might switch them out, but I kind of like them coming to check on Tony. And then, of course, I have the main Iron Man there, which is the Invincible Armor, the Bleeding Edge one from the Black Panther wave. And then this, I mean, is one of my favorite shelves. This is my classic villain shelf, and this shelf just gives me chills when I look on it from a front view like that, but lots to talk about. I used the backdrop from the, which is kind of tilted, I gotta fix that, but from the Hydra Cap and, where is he? The Arnim Zola 2-pack, so I used that as the backdrop. Got MODOK, we got the Juggernaut Bath there, Zemnu, Abomination, I put Black Cat, just a whole bunch of characters spread out, and then I love the new villains we've been getting recently. And just think, all 3 of these, or like most of these villains in the front row are from the last 2 years. So give us another 2 years and just imagine who else we're going to get. But Lady Loki, love the Thanos, love the Red Skull. I love these classic villains, and that's why I was so excited to add Zemo to the shelf. But that is the second shelf on the second DTOF. And now we will go down to the third one, which is my X-Men villain shelf. Now this is a classic X-Men villain shelf. Oh, it looks like the helmet fell out of Shaw's hand, but some of these figures are super hard to find nowadays, and I'm very grateful for all of them. I love that I got the Hellfire Club because that set is going up. Let me tell you, it is. I saw someone selling it on Facebook for around $400. I think I paid $200, which I'm okay with, and I still got to get that Amazon set, but I'm gonna wait for a sale to get it. And then I got the Sabretooth, which I actually think is a way more I guess a way better figure than people say. I think it's classic as I don't know what I'm trying to say, but people don't think it's classic, and I think it's classic-ish, and I think it works. But obviously, if they made another one, stupid Hasbro sent me will probably buy it. And then I got Magneto in the back, and I love how I have Sauron. I used a hanger to kind of have him flying, but this is a very cool shelf, and I love the Juggernaut there. I like that Juggernaut way more than the Bath one, in my opinion. And then the final shelf, this is another amazing shelf. This is the symbiote shelf. So I have all sorts of symbiotes here. Carnage, Shriek, we got Venoms, we got Venom Caps, we got Toxins, Space Venom, Poison, we got Scream, all these different symbiotes. Carnages, we got Toxin, we got Anti-Venom, Pork Rind, the best and the most powerful symbiote, the God symbiote, as everyone knows. But I am super excited to add Null to the shelf, and I'm just very excited for all the figures that are coming out, because I'm gonna do another one in a year from now, and I'm gonna another collection tour, and I'm just excited to see how the collection grows, because I love action figures and I love my Marvel Legends shelves so very much. But that is the first one. I also used the PulseCon Venom box in the back, just to kind of give it some character. But that is the second shelf of the DTOFs. We have 5 to go. Yikes. So this is the third shelf. This is very dark. The top ones I find are the darkest just because there's no visible light getting in, because it's just a wood block above. But there you can see, this is my X-Force shelf. Warpath fell over. Let me stand him up, and hopefully, I love how Thunderbird just got up with him. Okay, I'm going to rest you back there for now, and I will fix that later. But this shelf I'm not a huge fan of, just because, I don't know, the X-Force stuff they put out is all like different eras, different teams, so it kind of doesn't all add up. But my favorite part is those 4 in the middle, kind of the 90s team, or 5 in the middle. I guess those all really match up together. But I also really like the modern X-Force, and I do hope we get more of those. More X-Men, more X-Force, more anything Marvel, and I will buy it. And then My favorite shelf, and I mean it, brace yourselves, is my Sentinel Jim Lee X-Men shelf. So this one is very, very cool. I will light him up right there. Let's get Beast back there, but you can see we got the Sentinel, we got Gambit being grasped, poking into the arm, some electricity coming out, got Archangel up there, and then we have Beast easily. You know what? It might be my favorite figure of all time. I have so much love for that figure. We got Wolverine getting grasped here by the tendril, and then we got Storm shooting some lightning, Forge trying to get Gambit out of there, trying to shoot at the arm. And then on the bottom, we have the rest of the team. We have Professor X, Rogue, Polaris, Jubilee, Cyclops, etc. And then I put the damaged Sentinel head as if there was a second one. And then I love what I did with the Iceman. Used the Force Awakens effect kind of to show that he's shooting ice there. But I love this display. I did have a question, though, because I was thinking about the villain shelf, as you can see over there. And I'm kind of thinking I should try out putting the Sentinel, making this the villain shelf, and putting the Sentinel more like middle in the shelf, more centered, and then kind of making a small one-cubed Jubilee X-Men shelf. But I'm a huge fan of this shelf. Just super intimidating. Love the Sentinel. Love this shelf. But the final shelf on row number 3 is the Age of Apocalypse shelf. And this one is very cool. I love the Age of Apocalypse waves that they've been putting out. I haven't read a lot of the story. I know the basics of it, but very confusing. All these figures, however, or I guess most of them, and when I say most of them, I'm not talking about you, Cyclops, are very great figures. Apocalypse, Sugar Man is just so crazy, and it's such a weird figure to have in my collection, but that's the Age of Apocalypse shelf. Big fan of that. Give us a wave 3. We need Nemesis or Holocaust or whatever his name is, but that is the third Detolf. 4 to go. Now, I did say that the Sentinel shelf was my favorite, but this honestly is so close to being my favorite. It may be one day if I change my mind. It kind of goes on and off, which is my favorite, but I just have so much nostalgia for this shelf. I spent so much time on it, and obviously you can see that the globe fell down, but I love this. All the different Deadpools chilling. I used some of my mom's dollhouse pieces that she lent to me. We have Venompool singing beautifully, and we got Domino. I love that gun with her. And then I got the Cable, and then this is just such a funny Deadpool, just with all the food all over him. We got the Creative Money from the Stilt Man. Just love this shelf, all the little things I just hit around. And then I wanted to put a whole bunch of like firearms on the table, but huge fan of this shelf. I love how Deadpool's sitting on the fish tank in the back, but keep giving us more Deadpools. They have not been giving us any Deadpools recently. Like, which was the most recent Deadpool here? I think it was probably the Venompool or the Pirate Deadpool, but those came out over a year ago, so I think it's time for maybe another Deadpool wave, if I'm being honest. But my second shelf on the 4th one is the Thunderbolts, and this is a very cool shelf. Not my favorite because I don't know most of these characters because they're just a bunch of thugs like freaking Paladin. Who Paladin? And then we got I forgot his name, Mach 1. We got Red Hulk in the back, which I was debating on putting on in the villain shelf, but I just think he's so vital to the Thunderbolt shelf. And rest in peace, William Hurt. I was so looking forward to seeing you as Red Hulk, and who knows, maybe we still will, but we don't know what they did with She-Hulk. We'll see. But love this shelf. Next shelf is, or the final shelf. No, not the final shelf. Wow, my depth perception is off. So this is the... this is just a random X-Men shelf 1, I guess. So I got Excalibur here. I also have the, what do you call it? Alpha Flight, which is I'm a huge fan of because I am from Alberta, Canada. And then we got the classic X-Men 5-pack, Ursa Major in the back. I put the red, what's the team called again? I forgot, but love that team, love those figures. And then we got the House of X wave, Hawks and Pox wave. Excalibur is very cool. Love this shelf. Lots going on here. But let's get on to the final shelf, which is super packed. This is kind of just all the X-Men where I don't know where to put them. This is where they all go. So this obviously has more Wolverines than I can count. We got like 5, 6, 7, just so many Wolverines. And yes, I'm going to buy more if they make them. Why? I don't know, because I feel like it. So, love this shelf. Lots going on here. I really wish I would have gotten the Polaris and Havoc 2-pack, because then I would have completed that team. But who knows, one day, maybe I will get it. But, love this shelf. Very, very cool. That is the fourth. I have done so many D-Shelves by now, but this is the 4th shelf. So let's get on to number 5. Okay, and now we get on to my least favorite D-Toff. I love all these figures. I love all the figures I have, and I'm grateful for all of them, but I mean, it's just, like, let's be honest. We got the Serpent Society. Yo, the Serpent Society. Remember when Captain America 3 was going to be called Captain America Serpent Society? That was going to be a trip and a half, but this is kind of just a villain shelf, random villain shelf. We got Stillband there, but I mean, it's good to have for kind of just the figures that I don't know what to do with, and a lot of these figures are kind of worthless, like their value is just off. Like, I think he's worth under $10. The, what's his name? The Vault's Guardsman or whatever. This shelf, however, is very cool. This is my more modern cosmic shelf. We got the new Fantastic Four from 2020. I guess not the newest ones, but the second newest ones. We got the Dark Fallen Silver Surfer. I put the Gamerverse cap there because it looks like he's like an armored spacesuit. Got the Novas. I put the Maestro, and then I got the Cosmic Ghost Rider there. Just a bunch of really cool stuff spread out. Some rare figures in the back there. Love the Beta Ray Bill. But that is the second shelf. And the thing with this one is this door does not stay open. It always goes back. So I'm going to try to do this one quick. But here we have my 2 superhero shelves, and I'm a huge fan of these. This one is my first one, and I obviously put the brand new head from the 20 years cap on the vintage body, and I think that looks very, very good, because I wanted to have that on display with the thing, but I didn't want to use it on the new figure, and I think that worked out well. But we got Blade, we got Compound Hulk, Hulks in the back, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Black Widows, Daredevils, Wonder Man, everything. Doctor Strange with the Hobgoblin effect, crappy Iron Man figure, and Cloak and Dagger, Miles. Lots going on here. Rage. Love the shelf a lot. And then the final shelf is the villains, or the superhero shelf 2, and then this is kind of a more cosmic-ish shelf. We got all of Thor's characters, like Ares. We got Hercules, Thor's. We got some X-Men in the back, I guess just him. And then we got the what's his name? Mr. Fix-It, Joe Fix-It, Bath. And then we got the Sleepwalker. I put the Alex Ross cap. I kind of like the front view of this shelf. I love the Cap Wolf and the Black Widow. And then, of course, we got the Jane Foster Thor. Spider-Man 2099. Lots going on here. But at the same time, not a lot going on here. We also have the Punisher. But I really do like this shelf. Not as much as the other ones. When I say I really do like a shelf, it means it's not one of my favorites, but I love this shelf, and I love this shelf, which means I don't really have a shelf that I hate. I think the shelf that I like the least is probably this one, just because I'm not really attached to most of these characters here, minus like Doom and Abomination. But other than that, that is the 5th shelf, and all from the first row. So you can see all the figures going to the very first shelf. But let's get on to the MCU figures. So here we have the MCU shelves, and these shelves I put so much passion and time into because I love the MCU so very much. It's why I'm into Marvel. I'm not a huge comic reader, but I just love the MCU. So here we have my Iron Man shelf, but this is like the MCU figures. We got Happy there. We got Pepper, Tony, Spidey, just all the armors spread out. Love all of the armors. Some of them we need updates on, and some we don't even have yet, but they aren't pumping them out as fast as I would like. I mean, the last one we got was that one, which was in the summer, and I don't think we're probably going to get any more this year, but hopefully next year we'll get more Infinity Saga figures, because that wave was truly amazing to me, all those figures. But that is the first shelf. That's the Hall of Armor or Iron Man shelf. The second shelf here is the Infinity War shelf, and I love this shelf. We got Cap, Iron Man in the middle. We got the Guardians on the side. I love how I have Spider-Man and Doctor Strange there, and then I guess a tease for the Endgame shelf, but I have Doctor Strange and Spider-Man there at the same time, so the reality is breaking. And we got Black Panther, some Wakanda figures. Love the Wakanda figures. Love the Bucky, the Wanda, the Vision. Lots going on here, and one of my most desired Marvel Legends set of all time, and I've been so close to getting it so many times, and now it's worth so much money, is the Black Order box set. I really want to get that set and put them in this shelf. I just think they would look so, so good, but that is the Infinity War shelf. Let's get on to, what do we call this? The Superheroes Assorted Random Shelf 1. So here we have all the Spider-Man figures from the eras that aren't Phase 4. I love that Vulture. Morbius, the most movie ever, easily the most movie ever. I'll say that. I have not seen it, but certainly a movie. We have the Black Widow, some Black Widow figures. Got the twins there, which really crazy to finally have. Quicksilver, some Asgardian figures spread out. I don't have Sif on the shelf. She's in a bag upstairs, but I do own Sif. Venom, love that figure. But very, very cool figure. Rest in peace, King. Lots going on. Cap 1, Cap 2, Cap 3. Too many caps, and I will continue to buy them nonetheless. But the final shelf, which is not MCU, it is the villain shelf too. And I like this one more than the other villain shelf, but that, not by a lot. I just really like the bigger figures in the back. I love that MODOK. The Thanos is really cool. And then the Armadillo. I gave a head to one of the Captain Americas, one of the 1,050 caps I have, to make it a scrolled cap. We got the armored Red Skull, Zemo, just some very cool figures spread out through here. Magneto. Huge, no, I'm not going to say a huge fan of the shelf. Certainly a fan of the shelf. Love the Bulldozer, I think his name is, but one of my favorite teams of all time is the Wrecking Crew. Very excited to see them in She-Hulk. I believe they're rumored to be in there, and I hoped one day to have the rest of the team, but I'm holding off now because they're super expensive, and I know I will buy them, and then Hasbro will make a box set, as they always do. But that is the first MCU-ish shelf. Let's get on to the final detail. So the final shelf here is mostly MCU except for the bottom one, but this is the MCU villain shelf. I love this shelf a lot. I made a custom bloody shield for the John Walker. Sorry, my finger keeps getting in the way, but love this shelf. Just so much going on, so much to look at. This is one of the shelves where I just stop and look at it for like 5 minutes and admire all the figures. And there's the Black Order, the inaccurate Black Order. I really want to get the modern set to put on the Infinity War shelf, but I guess I'm content with these for now. And then we got Obi there, the main villain, the most powerful villain. Obadiah in a suit versus Thanos. Obadiah would win easily. We got Surtur, which is just such a crazy figure and so weird to have in my hands. Love it a lot. But villain shelf, gotta get that new Bucky, because I'll put one of the heads on this one and then the other one on the other one. And then here we have the Endgame shelf, which is amazing in my opinion, because I finally got the portal piece with the Defender Strange, and I give it to the Black Panther and the Shuri. Got Thanos there. I put the No Way Home Strange without the necklace because I believe that's basically the same outfit that he had in the Endgame final battle, and I definitely wanted a Strange in the final battle or the Endgame shelf because he was so pivotal to the whole well, not the whole movie, but the final battle of it. And then we got I Am Iron Man. And I love that 2-pack more than people think. It is super underrated. People just shit on it because the heads are big, but I think it is an amazing set. And I genuinely did not put either of those figures down for like a week. I have the Marvel Select Hulk there, which works for now, but I do hope we eventually get a Marvel Legends one, Korg, and then, of course, like I said, Spidey, and then Doctor Strange, like I said, and then we got some Iron Patriot, but huge fan of that shelf. And then the final, what am I doing? My depth is off. The second final shelf is my other assorted hero shelf. We have some, this is more assorted than the other one. We got some X-Men MCU figures. I want to put that Deadpool one on my Phase 4 shelf. Some normal MCU figures, but just some weird stuff going on here. Lots of Hulks. Got the Molten Man, which is a very odd Build-A-Figure. Some Thors, Magnetos, T'Chaka, and then the Astral Form Doctor Strange, and a custom damaged Cap Shield, which has the other half over there, but I got to put them back together and give them to the Endgame Cap. But that is the second and the final MCU, I guess second final MCU shelf, because I have the Phase 4 shelf to show. But my final DTOF display is my retro Spider-Man display, and I'm a huge fan of this shelf. This came out a lot better than I was expecting. I spent like an hour on it yesterday, but I am a huge fan of all the retro figures that are getting put out. They all match with each other, whether or not, some of them aren't as good as the others. Not gonna say any, specifics there, no specifics at all, but, I left some room for the upcoming Rhino, and then hopefully we get like a Kraven. There's lots of other figures we need, a Chameleon. There's so many more figures we need, and I love that Green Goblin. And you can say otherwise. You know what? It's probably just the eyes, which I get, but I love that Green Goblin. And then I put the 3 retro Spideys there. I just had that one there for now, but look at this. Isn't that a rapper's dream? It's like some shmoney there. Shmoney right there. But we got Kingpin and Hammerhead in the back. J. Jonah. I put Hydro Man because that is basically the outfit he wore in the animated series. But that is the final DTOF shelf. So you can see that these two were connected here, and then the rest of the shelves were over here. But let's get on to the final shelf. I'll give you a little tease. So my final shelf, which is one of my favorites, which I have a love-hate relationship with because I spend so much time on this shelf, but one figure falls and they're just all gone, and they fall so far down, and I'm scared one of them is going to break one day. But I had one of them in this, like the Phase 4 figures in a DTOF, but they like kept pushing them out, because keep in mind, this is basically, this is literally a year's worth of Phase 4 figures, and it's insane how huge this is. So obviously this probably isn't going to work forever, and this is messy, but I'm going to probably have to put all the Phase 4 figures there, because we got the Love and Thunder figures, the Black Panther, we got the Disney Plus wave still coming, lots more figures to add to this. But I guess we'll start off with the Black Widows here. Love that. I got Taskmaster in the back. Got the Spideys, which we need so many more figures from that movie. Hasbro, get going. Just get on it. I know you're on it, but just giddy up, please. Please, please. I want more Spider-Man No Way Home figures. I love that movie. And then my most anticipated film of 2022, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is basically a month away. I'm so excited. Got the Wong, the Rintrah, the Wanda, which we do need an update on for Doctor Strange. And then I put my Shang-Chi figures up there, which is very cool. Love that movie. If No Way Home wasn't in 2021, that would be the best Marvel movie. We got some Falcon and the Winter Soldier figures, and we got the Visions from WandaVision. I used the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure Wave one on this shelf, and then I did put Professor Xavier, because who knows what'll happen in Multiverse Madness. That's why I want to put Deadpool up here too. But here we have the What If figures, which I did put close to the Doctor Strange figures, because hopefully we will see some connections in that movie. We got the Dark Doctor Strange, or the Sorcerer Supreme Strange, Captain Carter, and we got the Hydra Stomper, and then we got the Loki figures in the back. Watcher, watching over everyone, because, he's the Watcher, and then Zombie Cap, which is just an outstanding figure, and then the Spider-Man, and then I have the Eternals shelf, which I love the Eternals movie. I know people don't like it, but I love this film. It is so underrated. I think people hate on it for, I don't know. I think it's just white Hollywood that hates on this movie, and I love this film so much. It is such a unique concept about whether humanity is worth saving, and I love all the characters and all their different outfits and their different powers, and I'm just really excited to see where they go, and I hope the review of the movie doesn't stop Marvel from continuing more Eternals content, because I love this film and I love all the characters. There's the Icarus, because most of these figures I just did not put down, and I just kept playing with them, and I still do every now and then. But Obviously, the shelf is getting full. I think the next wave is probably the Disney Plus Wave 3 and the Thor Love and Thunder wave, which should be both in the next like 3 months or so. But I do have some room behind the Eternal shelf, and then I kind of got some room behind Rintrah. I'm using pop boxes to hold most of them up, but we got some room. So I think I could probably squeeze some figures in. But that is the Marvel Legends tour. So that is the Phase 4 shelf. Love this shelf. Lots more to add. But that is all of the figures that I own for Marvel Legends. Well, I guess 95% of them. I do have some of them in bins. I did put some of my boxes over here. I kind of just started keeping my boxes, but I'm really happy I did. Got the retro ones. I have a whole bunch at my dad's office, and I guess I'll show you this, but so it's kind of Marvel related, but here's my 3-layered pop wall, or I guess 4-layered pop wall that some of them I kind of forget I own, but I just got into pops. Oh, there's also this, which I didn't show, but very cool. But I got too many pops. Probably should sell some of them, but that is the shelf. So let me know what you think of this down below. It is insane, I know, but it's only going to get more and more insane. Thank you for watching. As always, I am so happy that you guys are enjoying the content like you are, and I will try, and I'm going to not try there because there is no try, frankly. I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos in the next year, so subscribe, like, and stay tuned because it's only gonna get bigger and bigger from here. That came out wrong, but the channel is growing at a very good speed, and I'm very happy at the channel and everyone watching. Just a great community, not a lot of hate, which I'm very happy about. But thank you for watching this video. As always, I have been Jagger Collector, and I'll see you in my next video, which it's a multiverse of content, so we'll just have to wait and see. But until then, bye guys.